But those two cup defeats have posed a few questions, one of which the new man from Coventry will be expected to help answer. Namely, can Villa score enough goals to maintain their title challenge? Dublin has a great record against Spurs. He's scored against them in every season in his time at Coventry. And can Stan Collymore benefit rather than suffer from Dublin's arrival? He partners a man who costs rather less than the club record £7 million that Villa paid for Collymore here, who hasn't scored in the league since February in John Gregory's first match as manager. Well, Gregory plays Paul Merson behind the big two in quite a bold formation. Steve Watson, like Merson, ineligible for the UEFA Cup, makes his first Premiership start for Villa. Mark Bosnich is still a week away from fitness, so Michael Oakes continues in goal. Alan Thompson and Gary Charles are the players left out. Spurs are without injured strikers Les Ferdinand and Chris Armstrong, and Colin Calderwood is suspended. But they welcome back David Ginola from a one-match ban, and Stefan Everson is fit to start a senior game for the first time this season. The Ipswich fullback Maurizio Tarico's transfer has been delayed, but if and when his injury clears up, Tottenham say terms have been agreed. And this could be a record-breaking day for John Gregory's Aston Villa. If they avoid defeat here, they'll equal the club's best ever start to a league season, 11 games unbeaten in 1932-33. Quite a contrast to last season, when Villa made their worst ever start. George Graham starting off as usual in the stand. Collymore running on ahead of Dublin there, but it's the new man who's penalised. Oh! And he's wearing number 14, Dion Dublin, and the referee has gone to his pocket straight away. And this is not the start that Dion Dublin was looking for. I presume it's for the challenge on Scales. It's a yellow card. And his Aston Villa debut, less than 2 minutes old. Well, leading with the arm would be the offence. It caught Scales on the side of the face, that's true. The intent, as always, is there to be debated. This is Hendry. Villa working it well. Oh, Paul Merson. Collymore coming in far side now. Merson for Villa. Oh, it was blocked. Bordson and his defenders made a barrier at the near post, and Paul Merson couldn't break it down. It was a good piece of play, though. He's onside, there's no question about that. Flags rightly stayed down. Merson saw Collymore coming in, and I think he was trying to find him. It's a corner. And it's comfortably collected by Bordson. Right takes. Dublin's there! And that's his first goal attempt in new colours, Dion Dublin. Hasn't had much time to train with his new teammates, but set plays obviously are a case in point where they'll be looking for him as the target, and that was certainly what Wright was doing there. He just got the nod ahead of Scales. Hendry. Watson pulled down by Ginola, says the referee. Ginola feeling he made a legitimate attempt to play the ball there, but the free kick's been given for this challenge. Well, he got the ball. Oh, and here's a chance perhaps for Villa to capitalise with Southgate. Very quickly taken free kick. And Gareth Southgate almost caught Tottenham on the hop. He'll in! Oh, what a start for the new man! Dion Dublin opens his account for Aston Villa in front of the Holt end. The 31st minute. And that's what he's being paid to do. Signals to the supporters who will immediately adopt him now. Alan Wright with the corner. I think John Scales gets an unlucky touch here somewhere for Tottenham. It's there, and it spins off him, and Edinburgh couldn't get to it, and Dublin could. Unlucky John Scales, but Dion Dublin has obviously read the script. It's 1-0 Villa, and John Gregory will be feeling pretty pleased with the purchase at this stage. Well, with Ferdinand and Armstrong both ruled out, George Graham unable really to play the sort of front two that he tends to prefer. In fact, it's only through pushing Everson into the match through a bit of a fitness barrier that he's had a striker out there at all, although young Rory Allen is on the bench. Oh, mistake, and Dublin's in again! Can he make it too? He can! And so too is Ramon Vega, and the players who've gone off are Justin Edinburgh and Rule Fox. It looks like three at the back for Tottenham now: Scales, Vega and Campbell. Wasn't a very good clearance by Vega, and Hendry's put Collymore in for Villa. Collymore, 3! I thought he'd let the chance go for a split second, but the finish was decisive. And Stan Collymore now compliments Dion Dublin. And early in the second half, Aston Villa have possibly put this match beyond Tottenham's reach. Spurs again were slack in the defence in the 48th minute. The ball was played in yards of space to Collymore. He's not offside. They almost caught him up, but then he drove it past Boardson. And that's Collymore's first goal in the Premiership since last February, when he scored against Liverpool in John Gregory's first match in charge. Been a long wait for him, although he has scored in Europe, of course. Oh dear me, that was a slack piece of play by Nielsen. And this is Collymore, as a result of that, in possession. Out to Hendry. Dublin waiting in the centre. Hendry's brought down, free kick. It was Darren Anderton, and it wasn't far outside the box, actually. Collymore! Oh! And Dublin trying to get to the rebound. And then Hendry. Spurs getting bodies in the way. Boardson had to beat out the effort from Collymore. Now it's Nielsen. And Anderton in space here for Tottenham. Good strike. Oh, he's hit the bar. And Everson tries to get to the rebound. And out of comparatively nothing, Darren Anderton produces the best moment of the match for Tottenham. Hit that beautifully with swerve. Oakes didn't go for it, actually, and it came back off the bar to his relief. Ginola. Oh, penalty. Here's some joy at last for Tottenham. Hugo Ehiog having a long look at the referee. David Ginola was the player skipping through, but a penalty has been given by Mr. Harris. Ginola takes on Ehiog on the edge of the area. Well, it looked a little bit of a softish challenge to me. And the left leg, in fairness, did go across, and I think there was contact, in which case the referee was right. It's Anderton to take it for Spurs. And he scores with power. Michael Oakes a bit unlucky, but it's a good penalty. And Tottenham bring it back to 3-1, courtesy of Darren Anderton's first goal since May of last year. Hasn't scored since the back end of the season before last at Liverpool. Not for Tottenham anyway. But he has... Oh, it's there! Ramon Vega came in behind Everson, and he's given Spurs a real lifeline here. Vega got the final shot in, the substitute, but it's Everson who causes confusion in the Villa defence here from the corner. He comes in here with a flick on the 6-yard line. Vega sticks out a foot, and in the 76th minute, Tottenham are very much back in business here at 3-2. This time it's Villa's marking that goes awry. Well, some 12 minutes ago, you wouldn't have imagined that this would have happened. It looked all over at 3-0. But Tottenham have finally got themselves together. And now the league leaders have a bit to do. It's Sinton tangling with Watson. And George Graham here with Chris Hughton sees some hope. The first ball goes in. Collimore's in the middle of it. Well, the goal does not stand. Meantime, there's activity over on the touchline. And Dion Dublin, having scored twice on his debut and had a third one disallowed, gives way to Mark Draper. And I think that means Paul Merson moving up front. Spurs, meantime, have also decided to make a change. Rory Allen has come on in place of Stephen Clements. Ginola. And Allen's coming in! Oh, he's hit the side netting. Well, that would have spoiled Aston Villa's day. And the relief reverberates around the ground as the final whistle goes. Aston Villa confirm their position as Premiership leaders and equal their best ever start to a league season. 11 games now unbeaten, but this, despite them being 3-0 up, was no easy ride in the end. Dion Dublin gets 2 on his debut for John Gregory. Collymore got the third, but Tottenham came back at them. David Ginola won a penalty kick, and that turned the second half, in which Tottenham had a stab, with Vega doing just that at a corner to make it 3-2, but rescuing a point. An exciting afternoon at Villa Park, but at the end of it, it's Dublin's debut that will make the headlines, and Villa, at least for 24 hours, increase their lead.